Hello, welcome to the Small Group Instruction as a Solution to Differentiate course. This is Module 3. Today we are going to talk about strategies for small group instruction, and we are going to discuss the peer evaluation strategy. When you're ready, click in the blue button to start the course. Let's start with the objectives. At the end of this module, you will be able to describe the peer evaluation technique. You will be able to explain the recommended materials and suggestions to be effective. You will be able to enumerate the steps to apply the technique in small groups. And finally, you will be able to reflect about the impact of the technique in your classroom. When you're ready, you can click in the blue button and go to the next slide. Let's start with the first objective, the definition. What is the peer evaluation technique? In a student learning context, peer evaluation is understood to mean the educational arrangement in which students consider or evaluate the value, quality, or success of work produced by their fellow students and provide each other with feedback. If you click in educational arrangement and in feedback, you can learn more about these two key components of the definition. Once you do that, you are welcome to click in the next button to go to the next slide. Now it's time to talk about the recommendation. This is the second of the objectives. What do you need to implement the peer evaluation technique? So the first thing that I recommend is to model this strategy in small groups. You can role play and show the students different questions and answers. My second recommendation is to support their questions and answers with visuals and academic language. You can have them on the board, or you can even create specific cards with the academic language goal of that day. If you click in the picture button, you're gonna see an example of this. My third recommendation would be to celebrate the strengths and identify next steps for each pair of students. And finally, you need to be consistent. Practice every day and include this strategy as part of your exit ticket. When you're ready, click in the next button to go to the next slide. Thank you. Now we are going to talk about the steps that we need to implement this technique. So what is the protocol to implement the peer evaluation technique? You have 4 steps, so please click on each of the steps to read a description of the protocol. And once you do that and you're ready, click in the next button to go to the next slide. Now we are going to see the impact of this strategy. What is the impact of using the peer evaluation technique in your classroom? Now you're going to watch a video about how a school is implementing this peer evaluation technique at different levels. You will hear students and teachers talking about their experience. Once you watch the video in terms of learning, what is the impact that this technique could have in your own classroom? You can drag the slider as much as impact you think it would have. Once you watch the video and use the slider, please click on the next button to go to the next slide. Now it is time to check your knowledge. Click in each of the different steps and drag them to the right box to have all the 4 steps in order. Before finishing the course, we want your feedback. Please reflect about your learning and select how true are the following sentences for you, being 5 if you strongly agree and 1 if you strongly disagree. Once you're done, you can click in the next button to go to the final slide. Congratulations, this is the end of the lesson about the peer evaluation technique. You have completed successfully all the following learning objectives. You were able to describe the peer evaluation technique, review the recommendations, follow the steps of the protocol, analyze the impact, and reflect about your own preparedness. Thank you so much for being engaged, and see you at the next lesson.